Alrighty everyone, welcome back to an all-new episode of Maksim Outdoors, and as you've probably seen already, I'm here in one of the best state parks in the entire Commonwealth. I'm here at Ricketts Glen. So if you missed last week, this is actually part two. Last week we hiked through the first Glen. This is Lee Glen, or Glen Lee, and I am going to be taking you down through Watersmeet and up Ganoga Glen today. So yeah, had some nasty weather, but just a gorgeous morning here to start this trail off. So if you missed last week's episode, go ahead, check that out. Hiking with Ricky is with me somewhere. He's probably down this way, so if we get lucky, we'll run into him. But wow, that's all you can really say. I feel like I died and went to heaven here. This place is just remarkable. So all right, we got about probably 3 miles left to do today, so I'm going to be showing you every single waterfall I see along the way. So let's get going. Alrighty, and this is where the waters meet. This is where Glen meets Glen. Eventually we will be heading back up that way. You can see a giant waterfall off through the trees there. But I'll show you exactly what we're going to be doing today. And if you missed last week, I'll give you a little gist of that too. Let me set my camera down. So anyway, we stayed in the cabins last night, and we hiked down here and checked out the Glen Lee side. So currently, obviously, we are right here. Chris, I'm guessing, should be down in this area. So we're going to hike down here, hopefully find Chris, go down to Reynolds Falls, come back up, and hike all the way back up with about 1,000 foot of elevation. So yeah, this park is just amazing. I'm probably going to say that a million more times, but yeah. So let's get going. There he is. I can spot Chris off in the distance. See how dry he is compared to me. There he is, hiking with Ricky. Well, how you feeling?
I'm feeling awesome, man.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Oh yeah.
He's here.
We were worried about you.
We were too, until I saw the ranger and he said we knew he was all right.
Yeah, I ended up hanging out in a cave in the last episode trying to beat the rainstorm. Let's ask Chris how he's feeling about this place.
I love this. Best, so far probably the best hike I've ever done.
Yeah. Probably best state park too?
Oh, absolutely. I can live out here. At least spend the week.
So yeah, Chris got a half an hour head start on me this morning just to give us a little space and whatnot, enjoy it to ourselves. No offense to Chris, but yeah, what a day. And I'm just about halfway through this so far, so I can only imagine what we're gonna see on the way up. So I still got 3 falls to go this way. Chris is gonna start heading up the gorge or the Glen, and yeah, all right. So any last words?
No, just if you haven't made it out here yet, get out here.
And of course, check out Hiking with Ricky if you haven't already.
Thank you.
Look at that. I see some blue skies just up ahead. So that's a good sign. All right, how's this for a view? So we have arrived at our first waterfall within the actual Ricketts Glen. This is the Harrison Wright Falls, 27 foot tall and pretty spectacular, if I do say so myself. So I already mentioned it in the first episode, but if you're curious how these waterfalls got their names, most of them, if not all of them, were named after Native Americans. And if they weren't Native Americans, Ricketts named them after family members and friends. So this just happens to be, I'm guessing, one of Ricketts' friends here. But yeah, 27 foot tall, and it is gutsy right now. So let's keep going on. We've still got 2 more to see in Ricketts Glen here. All right, so if I'm right, I believe this is number 10 for the day. So our 10th waterfall, and I will say right now, I think this is my favorite. So we'll see if we can top this one. 10 down, we got 11 to go. So we got 2 more down yonder, and we'll be turning around, head back up this way, and heading up Ganoga Glen, my favorite word. Well, just through the trees there, you can make out Harrison Wright Falls, and just a stone's throw away, we have made it here to Reynolds Fall, an even larger one. Check that out. So we'll go on down to the bottom, and I'll give you a better look at it. Well, would you look at that? Mr. Sun has made an appearance today, which means at the next waterfall I could sit down and finally take this garbage bag off. So one fall left. Let's get there. All right, well, sun's out, guns out. Finally was able to take off my rain jacket, and we have arrived here at the last waterfall along the Ricketts Glen section of the Falls Trail. So I got the names a little mixed up. This is actually the Reynolds Falls. So I'm gonna take you over the hill, give you a view of it from down below, and then we're gonna head back and hike back where we saw Chris up the Ganoga Glen. So one last waterfall, let's check it out together. Well, as you guessed, we have made it down to the base of Reynolds Falls here, 16 foot tall according to my map, and that will officially wrap up the Ricketts Glen section of our Falls Trail. So like I said probably 3 times already, we're going to backtrack, head up into the Ganoga Gorge or Ganoga Glen, and we'll actually be seeing the largest waterfall in the entire park. I think it's around 94 foot tall Ganoga Falls. So yeah, pretty nice. This is definitely a different style waterfall that I haven't seen yet really today. Kind of jagged and rugged, but yeah, we're gonna say goodbye to this and start backtracking. I'll see you back at where the waters meet. All right, well, we have descended 1,000 foot in elevation, nearly, maybe around 800 or 900 feet. But the turnaround point that I'm at right now only means one thing. We have to head back up that 1,000 foot now. So I'll probably end up breaking a sweat here in the near future, but I will see you guys where the waters meet. As rugged and rough as this trail is, imagine working out here in the 1800s trying to make this trail. So next time you come out here, or if you ever find yourself out here, keep in mind that Ricketts and 4 or 5 of his friends and colleagues came out here, and it took them nearly 4 years to develop this trail system. Pretty mind-boggling. All right, folks, we're going to bid adieu to Ricketts Glen off to the right here, and you can see Glen Lee that we came down earlier, and off to my left is Ganoga Glen. So I'll show you a little bit on the map, even though I probably already did this We came down this green trail, started at Ganoga Falls, meandered our way down to where we are now, and then headed down Ricketts Glen. And now we're gonna hike on back up and see about 9 or 10 more waterfalls along the way, including the 94-foot tall Ganoga Falls. And eventually we will find ourselves on the Highland Trail and head on back up to the cabin. So that's the gist. We got to go that way, straight uphill, probably about 800 feet of elevation gain. Let's get it. All right, well, here is our first stop along Ganoga Glen. This is none other than Eerie Falls, 47 foot tall, and quite a way to start off Ganoga Glen. I mean, speechless. We made it to the top of Eerie Falls, and we are confronted with yet another smaller unnamed falls. But yeah, this place is just whew, beyond words. And kind of brings up another point I mentioned in the first episode, but back in the 30s this area was actually going to be a national park, but unfortunately budget cuts kind of got in the way, as well as World War II. This would have been a national park, believe it or not. And then you look at other national parks like Cuyahoga, and honestly, I don't know how that is considered a national park and this isn't. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of political reasons and whatnot, but just kind of mind-blowing. But hey, if it was a national park, this place would have millions of people in it every single year. So I'd much rather it stay this way. This place just doesn't seem real. Like, look at this. The rocks are just pouring out water, covered in moss, hemlock trees, giant mountains, waterfalls everywhere you look. Wow. Alrighty, well, we continue to gain some elevation, and just behind me here is Tuscarora Falls. It's pretty similar to Eerie Falls that we just seen, 47 foot tall. And if you can believe it or not, if you come here in the summer, a lot of these falls might just be a trickle. It is March 15th right now, and that kind of brings up a point that I haven't mentioned yet in this video. I talked to the ranger earlier this morning, and he said as long as he's been working in this park, this trail has never been open this early. So they just opened it for the general public today. If you come in the winter months like it is now, if it was icy and snowy, you need to sign a permit, which we did anyway, and you need to have either crampons, rope, and an axe, not or. You need all three of those, so keep that in mind. Just imagine hiking this in the dead of winter, everything would be covered in ice. So yeah, just kind of giving you a sense of how it is throughout the seasons. Come here during the summer, these falls might just be a trickle. You come here in the winter, they're gonna be frozen. So Chris and I definitely have hit this park at its peak time. So if you want to see this park like I am right now, come in the spring, the early spring, when all the ice melts and all the snow melts, you get these awesome flows. A lot of seasonal waterfalls, as well as if you look up into the hills. And another thing, this trail is pretty dangerous. People get hurt, people have to get rescued each and every single year here. You want to make sure that you're properly equipped. I have enough food on me to last me a day. I got flashlights, I got maps, I got lighters, you name it. You don't want to come out here and end up down there, because nobody's going to find you probably, and if they do, it's going to take them a long time to get you out. So make sure you got a proper pair of hiking boots, your bag, you know, all the basics. Rain jacket like I had today. If I didn't have that, I would have been pretty screwed. So all right, let's hike up Tuscarora. There was a story about two fishermen that were from the area. I think they were actually staying at a local hotel. It might have even been ran by Ricketts himself. and they decided to wander off. And they ended up discovering some of these waterfalls. Just imagine being the first person to kind of just get lost in the woods or follow a creek down and come upon this. I mean, pretty crazy. So this small waterfall in front of me is Ganoga Falls. I don't know if they include this main drop or all of this, but it says that it's 17 feet tall. So Ganoga Falls here. Check this rock out here, pretty interesting. You could just see how this rock was just ground down over the years as the current came on crashing down this glen here. Totally smooth. That might be one of the cooler rocks that I've seen today. Alrighty, well, we are fastly approaching the next group of waterfalls you can see off in the distance. And this one's kind of interesting because there's actually 3 within like a 1/16 of a mile. So we're gonna be seeing the Delaware, Mohican, and Seneca falls here, all within about a 1/16 of a mile. And here we are. Off to my right, I believe this is Mohican Falls, and off to my left, I want to say that's Delaware. And then at the very top, I'm gonna assume that that most likely is Seneca. So a nice trifecta of waterfalls here. Oh man, this place is just incredible. Every time you go up a set of steps or around a corner, you're just confronted with these views. Waterfall after waterfall. I mean, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 waterfalls all within my sight right now. Holy smokes. This place is something else. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, I just went around this bend and I didn't have the camera recording. It's still pretty far away, but I want to give you the first impression of Ganoga Falls when you're hiking up the hill here. So this is basically what I saw around the bend. Holy crap, look at that thing. I get it still off in the distance, but that thing is just massive. 94 foot tall. I don't think a smile has left my face since I've gotten onto this trail. I feel like a little kid on Christmas, and we're not even at the best part yet. Ganoga Falls, obviously that's what Ganoga Glen is named after, and we are almost there. I think we got about 5 more waterfalls after this one. So yeah, let's get it. Jeez, just look at that beach. All right, well, it looks like I'm going to have a date all by myself here with one of the largest waterfalls in the entire state of Pennsylvania. Wow, I cannot get over just how massive this thing is. That log in front of me has my name all over it. I think I deserve a nice little lunch break here. All right, well, I think I have officially changed my mind on my favorite waterfall on this trip so far. Hard to beat this, and I don't think we will. But yeah, as I've been standing here, I've been seeing a couple more rocks and boulders come tumbling down off the sides of these cliffs here. You definitely want to keep your head on a swivel. Probably not going to spend too much time down here. Probably eat a little lunch and then get going. But yeah, really enjoying the sun, the water. It's getting misted right now. I don't know how well you can see that. But at the end of the day, we still have to climb all the way to the top of this glen here, all the way to the top of that waterfall. So we got some climbing to do. I think there's still about 4 more waterfalls to see. So yeah, I'm gonna hang out here for another 5 minutes and we'll get going. Probably wasn't the smartest idea coming up here. Hopefully nothing falls on my head. But yeah, I couldn't pass this up. Trying not to fall on my butt right now. Holy crap. Look at this. Alright, well, I think that's about as far as I'm going to go. I have a lot of giant boulders up on my head. I don't want to win the Darwinism Award today. So yeah, that's going to wrap up Ganoga Falls. I'm going to get the bag back on, and we're going to head to the very top of it. So I'll see you there. Alright, and just like that, we have made it to the very tippy top of Ganoga Falls here. And wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Definitely need to lose this hoodie, but here you are. We were just sitting on that log a couple minutes ago. So I think we got about 3 or 4 waterfalls left to do, and then we'll be wrapping up the trail. But yeah, one last look at the top of Ganoga Falls. Alright folks, that noise behind me is yet again another waterfall, and this signifies the 20th waterfall that we have found today. And this is actually called Oneida Falls. It's around 13 foot tall, at least that's what it says on the map. I think it's a little taller than that, but yeah, some nice views of Oneida Falls. So this is waterfall number 20 for the day, which means that we only have one left. So I'm going to take you and show you the last one, and then we will be, unfortunately, wrapping up this video. I could do this all day, seriously. This has been one of the best trails I've ever done. So I'll see you at the next one. Alright, well, we talked a little bit about seasonal waterfalls earlier in the video, and the waterfall that I thought was Mohawk Falls, I'm guessing was a seasonal waterfall, which just shows you this is the prime time to come out here during the spring months. So this is the actual Mohawk Falls. So at the end of the day, we ended up getting some bonus waterfalls today, including some seasonal ones, some unnamed ones. But yeah, one last waterfall before we head on out of Ganoga Glen. And I think I want to show you one more thing. I'm not really sure what it is, but I'll take you there. So I'll take you up and show you Mohawk Falls, and then we'll get going. All right, well, one last look at Ganoga Glen, as well as waterfall number 21, Mohawk Falls. As soon as we summit these last few steps, we will be exiting the Glen. I did find something cool on the map that I honestly have no clue what it is. It's called like the Midway crevice, I think it is. So honestly, I have no clue what it is. It might just be a waste of time, but we're gonna head that way. Add another mile or two onto our hike today. But yeah, just wanted to show you one last look at the Glen here before we get back onto a normal hiking trail. So let's get going. All right, well, I can finally hear again. I'm in this beach forest now, pretty far away from any waterfalls or rapids. So whenever they say that waterfalls can be deafening, there is no lie about that. After that's all I heard for about the last 5 hours, yeah, it feels nice to be able to hear some birds chirping and my boots hitting the ground. But as you can see, gaining a little elevation here, and I'm not really sure what the Midway crevasse is, but we'll check it out together. All right, well, the wait is over. We have made it here to the Midway crevasse, and it is a pretty unique looking geological area. Can't really tell you what happened here, but there is just a giant jumble of rocks all throughout this area, and the trail seems to kind of meander its way through. The trail goes right through those two stones there. But yeah, definitely an interesting spot. The stones look like something I've never seen before. They almost have like a greenish blue hue to them. So yeah, I'm gonna hang out here, get a little b-roll, and continue on down the trail. I think we have about a mile left before we get back to the cabin, so I'll be wrapping things up here shortly. But yeah, take a look at the Midway crevasse. All right, folks, well, one last look at the Midway crevasse, and I'm guessing this little area of the trail is the actual crevasse, so I'll take you on through and we will wrap things up here. So here you are, going through the Midway crevasse. What a day. Couldn't really pick a better day, better weather than what we had here at Ricketts Glen. So hopefully this video isn't 2 hours long. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I do. If you aren't already, please hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, leave me a comment, tell me if you've ever been here, tell me your favorite state park. But yeah, I don't think we need to make this video any longer. So I'm gonna get back to the cabin, eat some dinner, call it a night, and head on home tomorrow. So I will see you next week from a state forest. Ganoga Glen.